Hello, inspired soul. I am so glad you're here. And this video is the monthly energy update for September 2023. And we're going to be tuning into what the angels have to say about the current energies for this month, the highs and lows, and what to expect for the month of September. And I'm so excited to pass along what the angels have to say for this current month because holy cow, it is deep. So, in general, the theme for this month is ask, then receive. And the first thing that the angels wanted to start off the messages for September, they wanted to kick it off with a loud and clear message saying they are here, they are here, they are here. You have angels around you right now. There's lots of them, and they really are wanting to make their presence known. They're saying that you're going to be feeling their presence more and more this month, and at the same time, they're wanting you to open yourself up to be aware of their presence more and more this month. There's almost like a co-creator, team player kind of vibe with that. They're saying that they're going to be making themselves known, and you also have to do your part to call them in and be aware of their presence. Now they're saying loud and clear, you are not meant to go through life alone, and you are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone, you are not alone, and you're not meant to go through life alone. So a really prominent factor to this month is really allowing yourself to be that team player when it comes to connecting with your angels and your spirit guides. They're around you and with you 24/7. So please take extra practice this month to connect with them and be aware of their presence. So they're saying to ask them for signs. Ask them for signs of their presence and ask them for signs of their support. They're saying loud and clear that they will send you those signs. So ask for them and be open. There's another piece to this message of not needing to go through life alone. You don't need to be taking care of everything in your life alone. It's like the angels want to be a team player when it comes to manifesting in our lives and just moving through all of our daily activities. It can feel like huge burdens to bear when we're like carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders, or when we're carrying the weight of our lives on our shoulders, or even the weight of the day on our shoulders, or even the weight of like certain pieces of our lives on our shoulders. And the angels are like swooping in saying, you don't need to do those things alone. You don't need to feel like you are alone in doing any of it, and you don't need to like white knuckle your way through it to really be the only one in charge of your lives. To be the only one in charge of your life. They want us to surrender to our higher power, to surrender to divine source, and to really allow our higher power to do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. The angels are asking us to let go of that white knuckle approach. Let go of the belief that we have to take care of everything by ourselves, or the management of our lives is up to our human mind. No, they're asking us to step back from that approach, to let down the reins and pass the reins over to our angels. They want to work with us as a team, as a co-creative team approach to everything in our lives. The dishes, waking up in the morning, going to work, going about the day, your tasks at work, the big things in life, the things that you're wanting to manifest, the relationships in your life. Invite your angels into everything and approach your life in all of its aspects as a team player. Remember that there's no I in team. Team is a we. So there's the dynamic of learning how to work with our angels in that team way. It's going to feel really awkward at first, and it's going to be easy to slip into old patterns. But truly, the angels are coming forth with this as like the most prominent message to start with for the month of September. They're saying to ask the angels for everything. Ask them for everything. Ask them for signs that they are near. Ask them for help in finding a parking space. Ask them for support in increased abundance. Ask them for support in being guided in the right direction. Ask them to bring you somebody in your life today that will be a new and happy addition to your life experience. Ask your angels for everything. Ask them that doing the dishes goes smoothly, that your drive to work won't be in traffic. Ask them for support with everything. And when you ask your angels for support, ask from a place of a loving heart and a place of genuine desire. So when we're asking our angels for support, we want to tune into our own heart, tune into our own feelings, tune into our own true desires, and ask from that place. There's no wrong way to ask your angels for support, but when we really sink into our heart space and ask from our heart, it's going to be a lot more powerful than it is when we're just like mentally shooting thoughts from our brain. Reason being, maybe you're like me and I can just like get caught up in my mind all day long, and my mind sometimes is like a hamster wheel of thoughts after thoughts after thoughts after thoughts. So being in that place of busyness in the mind, it's not a wrong place to ask the angels for help, but it's just going to be so much more powerful if you can make that journey from the head into the heart. And when you're in the heart, it allows us to connect from that place of true, genuine, loving desire. And when we're asking our angels for support from that place, we're going to feel it more strongly, and it's just going to be far more powerful. So the angels are saying that ask them for help with everything, and when we do, come from the heart, come from a place of genuine desire, come from a place of love. Sometimes when we tune into our hearts, we can find in there feelings that are uncomfortable. So when we actually take the time to tune into our heart, to tune into our feelings, we're becoming aware of a lot of uncomfortable feelings that we're currently experiencing. So that can be feelings like pain, discomfort, emotional pain, heartbreak, grief, sadness, anxiety, despair. All that stuff can be part of our emotional field. So when we take that time to tune into our hearts, we're actually feeling the feelings that are present there. And if you are noticing that there are some uncomfortable experiences coming up with tapping into your own feelings, the angels are saying to pray about that, to ask for help with that. And specifically, ask your angels for healing. Ask your angels for support in releasing the heartbreak and releasing the anxiety. Ask your angels for a shift. Ask your angels for a miracle healing. And then back to our major theme this month, ask and then receive. Ask the divine for everything and then allow yourself to receive it. We're going to talk more about receiving in a moment. And before we go there, the angels do want to talk to us about gaining clarity on our desires. So sometimes it's a lot easier to be clear on what we're not wanting because we're faced with all of these uncomfortable experiences, or we're currently in a situation of something that we don't want. And the angels want us to be clearly focused on the things that we do. So when you find yourself tuning into or becoming aware of what you're not wanting, the positive aspects to that is that they can be very clear indicators of that which you do want. So be aware when you are actually focusing on what you don't want. Be aware when you're spiraling of thoughts that are associated with like negative thinking or just being overly tuned into what you're not wanting. Allow yourself to have that sense of self-awareness to catch yourself when you hit those places. And then when you do, allow that to be an opportunity to reframe what you're focusing on. So when you figure out and are clear on what you don't want, what's great about that is that it opens the door to gain clarity on what you do want. And basically, you're going to take what you don't want and flip it around to change your thinking to focus on what you do want. So, for example, you might be having some relationship issues. And so maybe there's some conflict coming up in your relationship and you're having arguments with your spouse almost every single morning. And so you might find yourself often in this place of like dreading seeing your spouse or dreading the conflict or stewing about the conflict. So using that as an example, when you catch yourself stewing about the conflict or dreading the next conversation with your spouse, that is an opportunity to become aware that you're actually spending a lot of time and energy focusing on what you're not wanting. And when you allow yourself to catch yourself in that place, and then use that as an opportunity to now focus on what you do want, you want to take that negative situation and turn it around. So using that example, I'm stewing about something that my partner said or this action that they always do, and I'm dreading seeing them again. So I can take that situation and say, okay, well, that's showing me what I don't want. What is it that I do want? And what's coming to me right away is I want connection instead of conflict. I keep finding ourselves always in conflict, but instead of conflict, I actually want to feel connected to my partner. I want to feel like we are engaging lovingly. I want to have positive communication with my partner, which I'm going to sum up as connection, okay? So you're able to identify that conflict, dread, and stewing over the conflict is something that you don't want. So what is it that you do? Well, I actually want connection. I want to feel connected to my partner. And so now you can change your thinking around that and focus on what you do want instead of that perpetual focus on what you are not wanting. Now, even when it comes to changing that around, you want to look for areas where you are experiencing those connections, and those areas will therefore grow. Whatever it is that we focus on, we create more of. So that's why changing our thoughts and focusing on what we do want is so, so, so important. And sometimes when we're so focused on the negative, there might be areas of connection that you are experiencing with your partner or spouse. But because you're so predominantly focused on the conflict and the negative, you don't even notice those sweet areas of connection. How can you be grateful of them if you don't even notice them? And it's like you're not noticing them because all of your focus is over here in this area. So you want to take your focus off of that area, use that as an opportunity to get clear on what you are wanting instead, and now align your thoughts, heart, and energy with what you are wanting. And then again, the angels are asking you to ask them for their support. So once you get clear on what you are wanting, ask your angels to help you in every single way regarding that desire. And your angels are specifically saying to ask them for the things that you desire to create. Ask your angels for what you desire and allow that to come into form. The next step being to receive what your desires as your angels and the universe deliver these desires to you. So now we're moving into receiving, which is pretty much the important part of all of this. They're really wanting to shine a big spotlight onto receiving, because you can ask for what you want all day long, but if you're not open to receiving it, you're not going to be able to receive it into your life. And sweetheart, the angels are gently and lovingly saying that you have barriers around your heart and auric field preventing you from receiving. So we want to use this time now to drop those guards when it comes to receiving. And then they're chiming in with this loud and clear message. Stop trying to do everything by yourself. Stop trying to white knuckle through everything. Approach everything in your life like a team player when it comes to working with the divine. Allow those guards around your heart and those barriers to receiving to drop, and do that inner work involved with the practice of receiving. They're saying to start with just being willing to receive. I'm willing to receive my good. I'm willing to receive my desires. Imagine yourself welcoming in your desires into your life. Imagine yourself welcoming your desires into your heart. Start with a willingness and an openness to receive. Receiving takes practice to actually learn what that is and how to do it. I can't quite explain it because I think it is mostly a feeling thing. It's like you can feel in your heart and in your body where there's barriers. You can feel in your heart and your body where there's tightness or blockages or resistance. And when we are in a place of receiving, our arms are open, our heart is open, and we're able to feel the sensation of good things and blessings coming into our heart. We're able to feel and sense the sensations of good things coming into our lives. And in order to feel those feelings of receiving, we got to clear those blockages and truly be open to receiving. So when it comes to receiving, specifically, the angels are asking you to receive support. Receive support in every area that you need it, whether it's receiving support in the physical world through other humans and receiving support from the non-physical world, receiving support from your angels. We want to be receiving support in all of these areas. Your angels are encouraging you to receive support. This also means interacting in community. Receive support through community and receive support by allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is a superpower, and it's that place where we can allow our hearts to open and engage in deep and meaningful discussions and connections. Also, with vulnerability, it comes along with the idea of getting real. Get real with yourself and others. Get honest with yourself and others. Share with yourself and others what's really going on in your own heart and mind. Share with yourself and others what's really going on in your life. Now, of course, you want to do this with people who you feel safe around. They're also saying that you can have these types of dialogues and depth and conversations with your angels. So this superpower of vulnerability comes in accordance with your own connection that you have with yourself, along with your conversations and ability to be vulnerable with your angels, and your willingness to be real, raw, and vulnerable with others who you feel safe around. So let's turn up the dial on vulnerability this month. Let's also turn up the dial on connection and receiving support. This is a really huge message from the angels when it comes to this month, because this month also has a lot to do with our manifestations coming into form. Or at least there's a lot of possibility this month for our manifestations to come into form. And it's the type of month where the angels are saying to do your work, to stay on your path, to keep doing what you're doing, and you might not see the evidence of your desires materializing until later on. I'm specifically hearing no evidence, no evidence, no evidence, big evidence. And that's something that I've heard one of my mentors speak to in the past. And what that's particularly talking about is you're doing the work, you're saying your affirmations, you're keeping your visualization, you're doing all the right things, which you know in your heart is going to lead to the manifestations of your desired outcome. And you're doing all these things and you're not seeing any evidence of your manifestations. And you're doing all these things and you're not seeing any evidence of your manifestations. And then you're doing all these things and you're not seeing any evidence of your manifestations. But you keep doing what you're doing, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, after all this time of not seeing the evidence, boom, there's the evidence. Boom, there's the manifestation. So no evidence, no evidence, no evidence, boom, big evidence. So that's a kind of energy that's happening this month, especially when it comes to the manifestation. And they're saying to perpetuate and attract in these manifestations with receiving and vulnerability. So we have ask, receive, get vulnerable, and stick to your path. September has a very green energy about it. The color of September is green, has a green energy to it, and it's all about reaping the harvest of our abundance and our manifestations. But again, that harvest is reaped as we go deeper into our inner work, as we go deeper into our vulnerability, and even clear out the weeds that are in the garden of our manifestations. The angels want us to spend time really working with our garden of our desires, pulling the weeds, which are the things that are no longer serving us, honing in our desires, which are the plants. Maybe they're struggling, maybe they're thriving, but we want these plants to thrive. So it's like we're engaging with the garden of our desires and honing in on what nutrients these plants need, and showing up to the garden every day, even when we think these plants of our manifestations aren't going to make it. Yet, rest assured that your work is paying off, and if you're not seeing the results quite yet, you will. So the angels want to wrap up with trust. Have trust and stick your course. Have trust and stick to your course. See the course through. Stick to what you're doing. Keep moving forward. Have trust and see it through. Thank you for joining me for the monthly energy forecast for September 2023. There's so many powerful messages that the angels had to say for this month. So in recap, we had them start off with a loud and clear message that they're here and they want us to ask for their help with everything. They also want us to ask them for signs that they are near, and they want us to stop trying to do everything by ourselves and really approach life with this team player type of attitude. First we ask, then we receive. Receiving is a huge part of the guidance this month. So we want to ask, and then we want to let down our barriers to receiving, and we'll start by being open and willing to receive. Just be willing to receive that which you are asking for, and to be willing to do your inner work so that those doors to receiving truly open. The angels are asking us to also get vulnerable this month, to really get honest with ourselves, to share what's in our hearts, what's in our minds, what's really going on. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and to connect more deeply with yourself, your angels, and those around you. And then they're wrapping up the messages for this month with a big, in capital letters, trust. Trust, trust, trust. Trust that your harvest is coming, especially as you stick your course and continue with all of these actions that they are guiding you to take for the month of September. So thank you so much for joining me for the monthly energy update for September 2023. If you're feeling pulled to go even deeper with this work, you can catch the extended version of this video over inside of the Inspire membership. And on the extended version, we're going to go more deeply into how to put into practice what the angels are guiding us to do for this month. So you'll learn how to put it into practice, which will therefore lead you to more quickly reaping the harvest of your desires and manifestations. So I hope to see you on the extended version, and either way, I'm sending you a big hug, lots of love, and I'll definitely catch you next month in October. Wouldn't it mean the world to you if you knew on every level of your being that you had a big support team of angels just ready to come to your side whenever you needed it? Wouldn't it be awesome if you could connect with your angels and receive the messages that they have for you loud and clear, and you felt fully supported in navigating each and every situation that life threw at you? Wouldn't it be incredible if you finally got your miracle breakthrough and were confidently working with the universe to co-create the life and relationships that you deeply desire? Get all that and more inside of the brand new Inspire membership. The Inspire membership is jam-packed with everything that you need for spiritual guidance, community, and support. You'll receive the weekly guidance for your soul videos where I'll tune into the angels' messages every single week, offering you the exact information you need to navigate all of life's energies with ease, grace, and confidence. You'll become so in touch with the universe's rhythms that you will know exactly what to do in any situation. Plus, you'll get the weekly inner work and manifestation checklist, the monthly digital workshop based off of the monthly energy theme, our monthly meditation, access to the exclusive Inspire community, and so much more. And the best part, it's only $33 a month. Through our time together, you'll learn how to leverage life's peaks and valleys so that you'll feel grounded, clear, and stable no matter what life throws at you. You'll truly shed the energy blocks that have been keeping you stuck so that you can become a high vibe magnet to all that you desire. And you'll be so accustomed to leaning on the universe for support that you'll feel rock solid inner peace with instant access to divine solutions in every situation. So if your soul is saying yes, and you're ready to establish a strong connection to the universe and be guided to a life of love, inner peace, and wild manifestation, the Inspire membership is for you. To register, go to our website, www.divinely-inspired-living.com/inspire-membership. You can find that link in the description below. So do yourself a favor and courageously follow your soul's call to say yes to getting the spiritual guidance, community, and support that you crave. Sign up today.